Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Welcome back to the Finca.
Beautiful day.
It is a gorgeous day.
We're in the upper courtyard.
Yeah, change of scenery for you.
Yeah.
This is where we spent most of our summer because we didn't have the Hay Loft by any means ready to sit in there.
You can live outside here in the summer.
And it was great, and this was where we ate. This was our dining room. However, you may remember from a previous video that the gazebo, we had terrible winds and the gazebo died. So
it's still dead.
It's still dead.
It's irreparable.
And today, a day like today when it's quite chilly, but there's
Katzi.
Beautiful blue sky, it's great.
Katzi.
We don't need...
In the flesh, he's looking all right.
Hello, baby. We don't need any shade, but we are going
it's lovely to sit in the sun, yeah, February, and it's supposed to be 22 degrees today, and we're used to 40 degrees, that's why I'm wearing this.
But we are going to need, he's always interrupting me, if you noticed, we are going to need some shade soon, because as it gets warmer, we'll be back outside again, enjoying the sunshine, eating al fresco. So we've been chatting, and after the roof, because the roof is a very, very important priority, and of course once the hay loft is finished, this is going to be our next project, providing ourselves with some shade. So that's Andy's.
Yeah, whether we do temporary for now, another gazebo, is it worth it? Because we need to do all the floor up here. We've got lots of big, massive stones that need to be put down. But that's another project for another day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had a lovely day yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
We spent some time in the garden, tending our crops and things, and we're chatting about it, and we just decided we're going to change what we do a little bit because we're just fighting so hard against nature.
As you know, if you've watched us from the beginning, our aim was not only to be completely off-grid with this place, but to be as self-sufficient as possible. But we've come to realise that we are investing so much time and effort and money in terms of water and compost, and some things just don't grow here. It's too cold in the winter, or it's too hot in the summer.
Potatoes, for example, we had some that were looking lovely and the frost has killed them.
Yeah.
But if we plant them later, the scorching weather comes before they're ready, so we don't get good yields at all.
No. I mean, we're not going to say we're not going to do potatoes ever again. If I get a few that I've bought that start to chit, I'll throw them in a bucket and see what happens.
In a bucket, yeah.
But to buy seed potatoes, we had to buy them from Ireland, for goodness sake, because we couldn't buy them over here. And it was like £25 for 20 potatoes.
Something like that, yeah. With the shipping and everything.
And we were hoping that we could keep the good ones, and then they'd be our next lot of seed potatoes, but it didn't happen.
It's not practical, is it?
No.
It's not and we found some, with the main reason that's because generally Spanish potatoes are a bit bland and tasteless, but we've actually found some.
We found some now that we quite like.
Nice ones, yeah. So we're gonna, there's many other things as well.
Yeah. To give you an idea, Andy's going to put a list up of exactly what we're trying to grow at the moment, and you will see it is huge.
In fact, I'll stick it there for you. We've got a big thing, and these are all things that we can grow easily, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, without too much effort at all. So we're going to concentrate on just those things, and work with nature, the things that are happy growing here that we can grow without too much struggle. Because, of course, we've got all the renovation to do as well, so to spend hours, digging and watering and fighting against nature.
Yeah, it is hard work, and something's got to give. So we're still going to do what we can do to be to provide ourselves with food, but we're going to have to give up on some things, I think. So a big decision made yesterday. Yeah.
So. Again, there's the list what we're going to grow. If you want to read down it, perhaps pause the video. It's an impressive list, actually, and we only made it this morning. Yeah. And I'm actually amazed ourselves with how much stuff we are actually growing successfully without fighting nature. Yeah. Anyway, so what we're up to now.
We are going to try and get this hearth built during this video. We say try because
there's a hell of a lot of preparation to do,
as you saw from the last video.
A lot of preparation on them.
Yeah.
I think I think the first thing we're going to do is try and get them scrubbed up, and we'll show you them in a minute. And we're going to do a test piece, and we're going to linseed oil, which will seal the tiles, and make them easier to clean and wipe down.
And should hopefully bring that colour out.
Bring the colour out. Yeah. So yeah, that's the first job, I think. The next job.
So let's crack on.
Let's do it. Just before we get onto the tiles, remember our peas? They were about 7 foot tall, but they snapped off in the wind. But it doesn't seem to have affected them, and we've got lots of pods coming on them, and some of them are ready already. Have a look at these. They're not going to make it into the house because we're just going to eat them. Oh, look at them. Perfect specimens. I'm going to eat those in a moment. Our asparagus, it's coming into its second year. It's just started to pop up after the winter, which is absolutely fantastic. Our plum tree, the first one of the year to get its blossom. So happy days. Anyway, we can't talk around eating peas and talking about things. We've got work to do. So I'll go and get on with these tiles. So I'm slowly working my way through these. The combination of scraper and a wire brush, it's coming off. It is coming off, and they're looking really, really nice. I'll show you them. So there they are. There's 4.5 that I've done in about an hour. You can see they're all slightly different shades and faces. Hopefully you can see the texture in them now they're all clean. The half one in the middle, I've painted that with linseed oil, and it's not done anything too dramatic, it's just richened it up a little bit. So I think that's the way forward. That's what we're going to do. In the meantime, I shall carry on scraping and scrubbing. Right, there's another one done. We're going to be here for quite some time. Getting there slowly though. Looking lovely they are though. If you can see the textures on them, can you see that? Is it not too shady? Not sure. Cool, right, I'll carry on. Stand him up there with the others. I'm taking 5 and enjoying a cold beer in the shade because it's a very warm day. So cheers to everyone and that bought us a beer. Good health. We've had quite a lot of comments on the last video about the picture I put up of the caterpillar, about the processionary caterpillars. It wasn't a processionary caterpillar. I don't know what it was, but thank you absolutely for all your comments anyway. We are well aware of the processionary caterpillars and the problems that they can cause. We lived with them for like 7 years at our last place, and in January, February it was absolutely horrendous. They were everywhere, just lines and lines of them. Every day we had to go out and clear them all up. So I just thought I'd mention that. We don't actually get them here. We've got, apparently the altitude they don't like, but we've also got the wrong kind of pine trees. Someone said that they get them sort of quite a few minutes away over there, but they must be different pine trees. But you know, we've been here, this is our 2 years, third winter is it up here, 3rd January since we've owned the house, and we just don't get any at all. We check all the trees for nests and everything, obviously because we are aware of them. But thanks for your concerns. Don't worry, we don't have them. All the animals are good. We've just been into town and bought the dog some allegedly indestructible toys that you can put treats in, and see how long they last with them. We give them the bones. We just stocked up on bones as well, and we give them the ham bones they are, and they last about, well, half an hour max. So hopefully these will last a little bit longer and keep them occupied. And Bruce has got one too, haven't you? You don't know what to do with it. He can smell it, but he can't get it. It'll keep you busy, won't it, lad? Right, also while we're in town, we picked up these as well. We already had this. This is vermiculite and this is perlite. And if you remember, I said I didn't want to put too much weight on that floor upstairs when we bed the tiles down. So we're going to make, well, a vermiculite or perlite concrete. It's a pretty normal thing to do. And for lightweight concrete, it's not structural, but it's good enough for a few tiles on the hearth. The reason we had the vermiculite already, but the reason I got the perlite, because it's cheaper and it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do, we're going to mix these up with the cement when we bed the tiles down. It also acts as an insulator and a sound deadener and pretty much everything you want on an upstairs 150-year-old Hay Loft apartment floor. Just for the hearth, that is, of course. So we're still working, still battling on with the tiles. Turned out to be an absolute mission, but we're getting there slowly. And when I've got enough, I'm going to have a look what sort of a pattern and how we're going to lay them out. So crack on. Well, it's really painful cleaning these up. It's absolutely taking forever. We're getting there. We're probably about just over halfway through. But to give you a bit of an idea, that's the one that we linseed oiled, if it stands out at all. But yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. What we're going to do as well is stick, obviously I'm going to have to cut all these to fit against the wall and on these angles as well. But we're going to stick a row on the back like that as well, to match it up to the wall. And as you can probably tell, the observant of you, we haven't pointed the step yet because all these are going to need to be pointed in once they're laid as well. So we may as well do it all in one go. Well, that's where we're at. Yes, it's taking forever. The other problem we've got as well, when we come to do it, I want to cut back that long pipe on the back of the fire, so we can move the fire back a bit as well. But we've got to get it all coordinated, so obviously we can't be without a fire at night at the moment. So to get that out, get that cut, at least get the ones under the fire laid, and then, yeah, not easy. But as always, we're getting there. Lovely, there's another one done. Okay, so it's another day and we're under pressure. Today I want to get the fire out, which means I need to pop the flue out through the door there, take the fire out through the door there. I want to cut back this pipe so the fire will go a bit further back towards the wall. Then we need to lay certainly enough of the hearth for the fire to stand on, then get it back in and get it all put back together for this evening because it's still cold and we still need the fire at night. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge, so without further ado, get on with it. Right, the first bit's out. Should be able to get this one out of here now. Oh, lovely. Straight outside. It's remarkably clean actually. I've just had a look up the top there as well. It's looking good. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, now we've got to get the fire out. I think I'm going to need my trusty assistant for this because it's quite heavy and I don't want to damage anything on the floor. So I'll wait for Sharon. Right, so the fire's outside, bit of a mission. What I want to do is cut this off. There's a little valve in here that controls the airflow. Obviously we want to keep that, but I can take it back to about here, which will give me that much. It'll go back towards the wall. So happy days. Right, let's look at that hearth. Right, okay, it's gone. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a black line on the floor, the area that I absolutely need to do. I'm going to space it out from that end and I'll start off with a full one basically, so I don't have to be cutting that end, if that makes sense. I'll move this bucket obviously in a minute. So let's try and get it worked out. So this is the area at the very minimum I need to get done, because obviously, yeah, we need to get the fire back in and it needs to be set, or pretty much set. So there's a few halves and a few cuts to come in around the edges obviously. but again, they can go in after, depending on how time goes. So I think the next thing to do is get a mix going on, I guess. Right, okay, so perlite concrete, perlite vermiculite mixed concrete, very insulating. I've been reading up on it. Can't find any information on how to mix it apart from in large quantities. So what I've done, guesstimating of course, I've mixed 2 parts water by volume with 1 part cement. Mix that together first into well, it's a liquid basically. Then added 4 parts perlite vermiculite 50-50 mix. What you must not do apparently with this is over mix it, because you can break down the perlite and the vermiculite, which defeats the object of making it lightweight. So I've got this thing that sort of looks like porridge. No idea what it's going to do, never done this before, but we're going to have a go. We'll start with this one and see what happens. Oops. The vermiculite actually should absorb a lot of the water. We'll just try. Well, that seems to have worked a bit. Trouble about trying to get it level, get that off there, and remove the excess. Right, I'll carry on and see what we can do with it. Right, so far so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I've got in. I've run out of mix, so I'll go and do another half a mix to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more in, I think. Yeah, and we haven't got any more after that are ready yet, so I'll get them in, and at least they can be set in then to get the fire in. Fantastic. Okie dokie, so mission accomplished a bit. I dropped a bit on, but that should just brush off again when it goes to that powder stage. I can't do any more because we haven't got any more stones ready, tiles ready. So while we crack on with them in the meantime, I'm going to get that fire sorted out, get that pipe cut off the back of it, and get it ready to go back in. Super. The next phase of operations is to take 60 centimetres I'm going to take off it, about there. So away we go. Excellent, so I've refitted the pipe in there where it's going to go, and the valve still works perfectly. Super, so that's ready to go back in then. So the lightweight concrete is set in nicely. Apparently it doesn't take any longer than using normal concrete mix. I'm going to give it a bit longer and then give these a brush off the bits that I spilt on them. I'm a messy worker. Well, yeah, pretty happy with that so far. Easier than I expected, to be honest. So yeah, we'll just keep on letting it dry. It's like watching paint dry. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to carry on cleaning up stones. At least we've got it. We've got a couple of hours, 2 or 3, 4 hours maybe, before we need to put the fire back in. So we should be good for a fire tonight, which is what we set out to achieve. So I'll carry on with these. Okay, so back upstairs. It's all about timing this game. As I said before, when the mortar's drying, whatever it is, it actually goes to a dusty, crumbly part. At which point you can just brush it off easily. Obviously, we don't want to disturb these, because if you disturb them once, they'll lose forever. So it's just about picking the right time which I think is about now, to give them all a scrub up. And yeah, it comes off easily if you get it. If you let it go hard, it becomes very difficult to get it off, like the hours we've spent already cleaning them up. So I'll get these all brushed up, ready. The wood's not a problem, that'll just wipe off with a damp cloth. And as I've said before, probably a million times, this wood, although it's green, it's tannised, pressure treated, it will go that colour in time, for sure, guaranteed, like all the rest of it. So yeah, we just carry on letting these dry, and then we're all ready to put it back together. Right, so fire's back in. I'll put the top flue in anticipation. I've got the other bit there. It's still not quite dry enough yet, but another problem I can envisage is I'm probably going to have to pack up the wood burner, because that floor's, well, pack it, I'm not sure, it's going to be at a different height, and obviously again we've got to be very gentle with it, because if we disturb these they'll be loose forever, even though we've still got a point around them, but I'd rather not. So we'll just give it a little bit longer, and then I can actually stand on them alright. I've done that without moving them, so it should be fine for the fire. It's just going to be difficult because Sharon will have to hold the pipe, the flue there, up there, and I'll have to jiggle it into its new position. Then we possibly potentially have to pack it up underneath. When we know where it's at, we can fix the legs at a later date, or put another flue pipe in, but that's more money, isn't it? So we'll see. But yeah, we're all ready to go back together. So here goes nothing. Sharon's holding the flue this way a bit. Hang on. It's a precision operation. That's it. Back there. And I'm going to attempt to lift this onto here without disturbing them, because they're not fully dry yet. Anyways, at all. And see what we're like for height. It's so hot.
It's not bad.
It's absolutely perfect, isn't it? Right then, how am I going to do this without? That lift up a little bit. That's it. Okay. Right. It's fundamentally in. We just need to jiggle it and juggle it now to get it all straight, get it exactly where we want it. Probably need to prop up the front of the stove a bit. I've made some packers. So we'll have a mess about with it and come back to you shortly. Okay, it's done, it's level. We've got some packers under it. I need to figure out something to do with these legs, so we've not got packers on. The reason we need it level, well, amongst anything else, is that we have to cook on it, and if you've got a pan on it, especially a frying pan, you don't want it all listing to the side, do you? But it's sturdy, absolutely solid. Flue's dead straight, it's all in, happy days, we're good to go. Just need to figure out some legs, but that's for another day.
And that, folks, brings us to the end of another video. I'm sorry I've not been around much the last couple of days. You may remember, if you've been watching us from the beginning, I used to sell American trailers, and I've got one that still remains for sale on the local campsite. And I've actually got a viewing tomorrow, so it's not been opened up in a while, so I've been over there and sprucing it up to make it at its best for the viewing tomorrow, so fingers crossed that goes well. But in the meantime, the hearth is looking great.
Yes.
Really pleased with that. I'm glad that we've moved the fire back, because it was encroaching quite a bit on our space, so that'd be much better now. Yeah, so happy days.
Yes, it's going slowly. Thanks for bearing with us. It's not a fast moving video, this one.
No.
So yeah, that's us for today. In the next one, we're going to be carrying on more of the same.
Get that finished,
more
hopefully,
problem solving, more trying to sort the legs out. I don't know if I'll leave that for now. Carrying with the hearth, get started on the floor hopefully. It's all go, but we are, as we always say, we're getting there slowly.
Getting there slowly.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The little red button down there says subscribe on it. If you click the bell, check all, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video, which is Thursdays and Sundays at the moment. Thanks to all the subscribers, welcome to all the new subscribers, and of course thanks to all the people that bought us a beer and have supported the channel through Patreon.
Absolutely.
We really, really appreciate it, and we couldn't do it without you.
Nope.
So we'll see you on Sunday. We got it right this time. See you later.